This week on the podcast, Mikkel, thank you for joining me.
Grant, very happy to be here.
Why don't we get started with this? Could you maybe give us a quick 30,000-foot introduction of what you do every day, what your background is, and what your life looks like?
Sure. So I work in the offshore markets. I specifically help high net worth individuals, mostly Americans and Canadians, to move overseas. We deal with their financial issues, their tax issues, a lot of immigration stuff. As for myself, I've been an expat for the last 22, almost 23 years now. I've circumnavigated the globe over 400 times. I've lived in 9 different countries, and I've visited somewhere around 110 countries in my life. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a CPA. I'm an advisor or a consultant. I live this stuff in my personal life and my business at expatmoney.com, and and work with all of these different clients to try to capture their objectives in kind of maybe a slightly different way than someone who works specifically in the domestic markets might. You decide that you want to start investing internationally, and you have a condo in Panama and some agricultural land in Uruguay and some precious metals in Singapore and a beach villa in Costa Rica. Okay, you've got properties or assets or accounts in 3 or 4 different countries. So from the estate planning side, something happens to you. You get hit by the proverbial bus, and now your family, your heirs, have to go to each one of these countries and go through their probate and their court system and argue that the assets belong to you. So you can make things a little bit easier by having a last will and testament in each one of these countries. But when you start dealing with 3, 4, 5 different countries and keeping everything up to date with all of those countries, that makes it really tricky. A much easier solution is to have everything in what we would call like an asset protection trust, or what I really like these days is the Panama Private Interest Foundation. So most people are...
Your credibility in your space is massive. So the geographic location of these tangible investment, real estate, whatever, is driven by the desire for residence and citizenship often. Are you doing any kind of analysis on local economic factors and what the currency is doing? That's a huge factor of international return on investment. Or is it just simply, we want to establish residency in Belize, find us a Belize investment that looks good?
So it's more of the former, because first of all, I'm going to choose jurisdictions that I will work on or work in based on the merits of that country. What are the laws like? What is the inflation like? What is the currency like? What is the banking like? How does everything fit together? Then it's about the team. Do I have trusted professionals that I can work with there?
Very cool. Very cool. Well, thank you, Mikkel, for your time and expertise here. expatmoney.com. What's the name of your podcast?
Expat Money Show. So if you guys go to Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, basically anywhere popular podcasts are down, type in Expat Money Show. You'll find my program there. We've been going for over 6 years, so well over 200 episodes and going strong.